Light. Good morning. Children, children means only one is there. Who is that? No problem. We'll start the lesson, right? So last day we discussed the long question, which in which we like explain almost all the theory in projectiles. The last part of the last part. We had no time to discuss. I left it for you, last part of the last part. Now we can see your answer, right? You can take your answer. So it says, so we have proven in part C, last part of part C. In part C, basically we have shown that for a given range, horizontal range less than u square over g, you have some speed, you can give some speed to the particle, and there are two distinct angles, say alpha and beta, two distinct angles at which you can project the particle to land at the same point. So in other words, for the same horizontal range, you have two velocities, two angles, distinct angles. We have proven this. There are two angles, and further, we have proven that alpha plus beta, they are complementary. Alpha plus beta is equal to pi by 2. Right? Alpha beta are two distinct angles. This part we did. The last part is about the flying times. Speed is the same, angles are distinct, they are complementary, the same range, but the paths are different. So they are flying along two different paths. So that means the flying times can be different. They are in fact different flying times. So the last part is about the flying times. It's about flying times T1 and T2 So we have to show that the question we have to show that T1 T2 the product T1 T2 product is equal to 2R over G. Right? So that's the task. Part C of the last question. Good morning, Sakin. Right. Uh, it's about the flying time, but in part A, answer in part A4, we have, or by part A4, we have that T equals 2U sine theta over G. If the speed is U, angle is theta, the flying time is given by this. We have proven this in the very first part A, in part 3 of part A, part 4 of part A, right? So now we have two different angles, alpha, beta. For alpha, the time is T1. For beta, the time is T2. Better we introduce them. Let T1 be the flying time for theta equals alpha. Alpha 1, alpha 2, I don't remember. Make alpha 1, alpha 2, maybe that's how we have to come on. I'll take as alpha beta, right? And theta 2 be the angle, flying time for theta equals beta, right? So you get just replace theta by alpha, you get T1. Therefore, T1 equals 2U sine alpha over G. T2 is equal to, the question is about T1, T2 product. So we will find T1 and T2, then multiply and see what happens. T2 is equal to 2U sine beta over G, right? We have T1 and T2, so let's multiply them and see what happens. Multiply, get like 2, I can write it like this. Because in the answer we have 2R over G, 2 over G. I'll take 2 over G out. We already got 2 over G, right? I'll take that out. Then rest of the terms I'll write separately. So W 2U squared sine alpha sine beta over G, right? So 2 over G we have already got. The next is to introduce R here, to find R here, right? Now look at this, 2U squared sine alpha sine beta over G. So that's when this comes to help. Two angles are complementary. So you can replace beta here, this beta by pi by 2 minus alpha, right? But beta equals pi by 2 minus alpha. So I replace, so T1, T2 equals 2 over G 2U squared sine alpha. So beta we can replace by pi by 2 minus alpha over G. So sine pi by 2 minus alpha, this is cos alpha. 2 over G, it's 2U squared sine alpha cos alpha over G. 2 sine alpha cos alpha, it's sine 2 alpha equals 2 over G 2 over G 2U squared sine 2 alpha over G. If you remember, in part A, This is not in part A4. Maybe this is in part A3. This is in part A3. This is in part A3. We found the flying time. In part A4 we found R. So this is nothing but R, as we found it in part A4, right? So it's finally 2R over G. So that sounds for part C, last part of part C. ඔකොල්ලෝ හදන්න ඇති මං හදන්න කියලාද I left it for you, right? Last day. බලන්න කොහොමද පාඩු තියෙනවා හදාගන්න. I give few minutes. හරිද ළමයි? Basically, that's all as theory. Then I gave you a few questions for homework, especially from past papers. මෙතන එහාට අපි වැඩිපුර past papers ගණන් තමයි හදන්නේ. So we can discuss these things from. I gave in the tutorial also translated from past papers. First 1987 question. It's an easy one. A numerical question. Numerical problem in applied maths paper. Very rarely you get things like this. 1987. It's about two boys. One is throwing a ball at a 2 meter height. Starting projection. The speed of projection is 9 ms minus 1. Yeah. At a height 2 meters, the boy is projecting a ball, throwing a ball at 9 ms minus 1. Angle is not given. We have to find the angle. The other boy is the other boy catches it at a height 1 meter above the ground. The ball is caught at a height 1 meter above the ground. With the other boy. Say it is projected at the point A and caught at point B at a distance 9 meters away. So that's the story. That's the story. Question number 7, 1987 paper. Paper. I gave this for homework. This is another easy question, right? How to find the angle alpha? So the projectile is from A to B. We need to find alpha. We have to apply formula for the motion from A to B. Okay. For the motion from A to B, we need to find alpha. The best thing, we apply S equals ut in this direction because we know the distance. From that, we can get an expression for t. Finding t first, we can apply S equals, because again S is given, S equals ut plus half h squared vertically. We have t, we can substitute for t, u is given. So the only unknown is the angle alpha. So we will get an equation of alpha, hopefully, right? First apply horizontally, S equals ut, S is 9, u is 9 cos alpha, t, so you get t equals, 9 gets cancelled, 1 over cos alpha. This is t, so we can apply vertically upwards. So let's apply vertically upwards, the same formula. So S is from A to B. I am applying the formula upwards, but in fact it has moved down. Ultimately, it's a downward motion. So if we apply it the formula upwards, the displacement, not the distance, displacement has to be -1. So it's -1 on left, -1 on left, -1 for S, u 9 sin alpha, t, found it, 1 over cos alpha, plus half a is -10, -10 given in numbers, and t squared 1 over cos squared alpha. So it's minus 5 here. Simplifying. So we get like minus 1 equals 9 sin alpha of cos alpha. So that will be 9 tan alpha minus 5. We have tan alpha here. We are learning something very important here, right? With this problem. Uh, we have tan alpha here, and it's 1 over cos squared alpha. The other side, on the other side, 1 over cos squared alpha. If you want, you can express this also in tan. Then alpha will appear in the form of tan alpha only, right? So in other words, applying S equals UD this way and vertically, we can form a quadratic equation of tan alpha, right? In most of the problems, solving many problems, you will have to derive this quadratic equation of tan alpha, and this is how we do that, right? So first 1 over cos squared alpha will be expressed as sec squared alpha. Then sec squared alpha can be replaced by 1 plus tan squared alpha, and that's all you have to do. 9 tan alpha minus 5, 1 plus tan squared alpha. Taking to the other side, 5 tan squared alpha minus 9 tan alpha plus 4 equals 0. So you get to this quadratic equation. How the headway? Can I say 9? How they make a headway? I mean, anybody got up to this quadratic equation? Make out this quadratic equation. Not now, when you were doing it for homework. දැන් ආව කියන්න එපා හොඳේ. දැන් මම ගත්තනේ. මේක බොහොම ලේසි ගානක්. That's why I want to know what happened. මොකද කියන්නේ? Anybody succeeded up to this? Okay, anyway, now you got a quadratic equation of alpha, tan alpha rather. We want to find alpha. The only thing is to solve this. So you can see factors also. This here 9, 5, 4. You can create 9 here. 5 tan alpha. Tan alpha. To get 9. In the middle, you can write minus 4 and minus 1. Yeah. So that gives tan alpha equals 1 over tan alpha equals 4 over 5. This is a known angle, known value. Alpha equals 45 degrees, or alpha equals tan inverse 4 over 5. So you get two answers for alpha. That's the answer for the first part, right? This answer for the first part. Then there's another. You are asked to show that the particle cannot exceed a height 4.025 above the ground. That means if you find the maximum height h. So that's from this level. There's further 2 meter height to that level. So if we can show that this simple edge, the maximum height, the maximum possible value for simple edge is 2.025. Then above the ground, the maximum value that it can fly, maximum height that it can fly will become 4.025. So we will find the maximum height h. But the thing is, there are two angles, right? For two angles, you get two different values for the maximum height. So from the two maximum heights, we will find the maximum of maximum heights. Okay. For the two angles, you get two values for the maximum height. So we will then derive the maximum of them, the greater of them. From A to C motion, for A to C motion, to find the maximum height, you know very well. The formula we are applying is upwards v square equals u square plus 2as. V is 0 at the maximum height. V 0 equals u sine alpha whole thing squared minus 2gh. So you get h equals u squared sine squared alpha over 2g. Right? That's the maximum height. But the thing is, there are two values for alpha. One is 45 degrees, the other is tan inverse 4/5. So we will find the values of this maximum height connected to these two angles, right? When alpha equals 45 degrees, you get h, say h1. h1 equals u squared over g is 20. I write 20 here. 10h will be 20 here. U is known. Again, u is known. U is 9. I can use that. Why not use 81 here? 81 over 20. 81 over 20. Sine alpha is sine 45. That will be 1 over root 2. Sine alpha is sine 45. 1 over root 2 squared. Yeah. 81 over 20. Half. That's what we get for h1. Right? Then we will find it for the other angle. The maximum height h for the other angle, where tan alpha equals 4/5. When alpha equals tan inverse 4/5, this h will be equal to, let it be h2. h2 will be equal to 81 over 20. We need sine alpha. For the moment, we have tan alpha only. Tan alpha, let's do a triangle and find it. Sine tan alpha is 4/5. This will be square root of 41. So sine alpha is 4 over root of 41. Sine squared alpha is what we need to substitute here. Sine squared alpha is 16 over 41. So this is what we get for h2. h1 is 81 over 20 is common to both of them. To h1 and h2, both of them. h2, h20, 81 over 20 is common. It is this part. Whether h1 or h2 is greater is determined by the other part. You have half here. Here it's 16 over 41. So it's half, which is greater. Half is greater than this. Therefore, h1 has to be greater than h2, right? We see that h1 is greater than h2. Therefore, we'll just write h1 is greater than h2. Therefore, the maximum height. The ball can reach above the ground. Above the ground is 2 plus h1 is equal to 2 plus h1. 2 plus h1 is 81 over h1 is 81 over 40. That's 2.81 over 40 means to 1 over 40 is 0.025. So 2.025 altogether 4.025 meters. That's the maximum height that the particle can gain above the ground. So this is the complete answer for 1987 question. ඔක අඩපාඩු තියෙනවා නම් හදාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මම homework දීලා ඉතින් තව past papers ගන්න මගේ. Some translated problems we can go to them. panas punya apa? Oh, panas. Eka value kok. Dudley විපක්ෂ නායක. hari අපි බලමුද ළමයි? We'll go to the next question. So next we'll go to question number question number 8, 1989. Question number 8, 1989. It's this time it's about a golf ball. Earlier one like a cricket ball. A golf ball is struck to take off from the ground at ms -1 at an angle theta. First part is theory. Horizontal range and the maximum height. It's theory. That's something very familiar to you by now. With a golf ball or whatever, it's about a projectile. Initial speed is u, angle is alpha. Say it's projected at A, landing at B, maximum height is at C. This is the maximum height h, and the horizontal range is r. So to find r and h, right? It's so easy. Just to find r. Let's find r. To find r, we first find the time t for the motion from A to B, applying s equals ut plus half at squared upwards. For A to B motion upwards, s is 0. You can use that to find t. Then we use t to apply horizontally, s equals ut, to get this r. Okay, that's the plan. That's the plan in most of the problems, right? We are trying to solve most of the problems in projectiles. That's usually the plan. Apply horizontally first, A to B motion, horizontally, sorry, vertically. That's for the, no, not the plan. That for this particular problem, that's to find r, right? That's our plan, to find r, but not r always. Upwards. In the previous problem, it's more general. First apply this way, find t. In the previous one we did, it's like something you do more frequently, right? First apply this way, find t, then vertically upwards, substituting for t, you get a quadratic equation. This is a special case. To find r, we first apply here, we first apply vertically, then horizontally, right? කඩපාඩම් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ළමයි. පොඩ්ඩක් තේරුම් ගන්න ඉන්න. මම කඩපාඩම් කරන්න ගන්නන්නේ නැහැ කොයි ලාස්ට්. S is 0. U sin alpha. t minus g over 2 t squared. T is not equal to 0, you can cancel it. So that gives t equals 2u sin alpha over g. Then apply horizontally, s equals ut. Make up a whole bracket. So you get a s is r equals u is u cos alpha into t is this 2u sin alpha over g. So it gives like u squared over g. U squared over g. මම මේ වගේ පොඩි පොඩි හොල්මන් වැඩ කරනවා විභාගයේ සමානලා ටේබල් on the paper එකේ. Instead of 1 over g, they have written g to the power minus 1. That's how it is given. Sometimes this is enough for somebody to like forget everything, get confused. 1 over g වෙනකොට g to the power minus 1 දැම්මම නිකන් කරවාලයට ඇරියා වගේ දාගන්න බැරි වෙන අයත් ඉන්නවා, right? Maybe they are trying to test that. So instead of 1 over g, we write g to the power minus 1 and 2 sin alpha cos alpha. That will be equal to sin 2 alpha. This is the answer for R, horizontal range. Then to find the maximum height, A to C motion. To find the maximum height, we usually apply, as we have done in the previous problem also, upwards, v square equals u square plus 2as, v0, u square is u square sin square alpha minus 2gh, h is equal to u square sin square alpha over 2g. So these are the answers for the first 3 parts. Then we can move on to the real question part. ඔය ටික කරන්න ඇතිනේ. කම්මැලි නැතුව homework කරා නම්. ඊට කලින් මම පොඩි දෙයක් මතක් කරන්න හිටියේ. මොකක් හරි ආරංචියක් තියෙනවානේ නිවුස් එකක් නේද මේ ජනවාරි මාසයේ ඉඳගෙන අපිට පන්ති පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා දැනට නම් මොකක් හරි නිවුස් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔබ විදියට දැනනකොට කොහොමද දන්නේ රටේ තත්ත්වෙත් එක්ක. එහෙම පටන් ගත්තොත් ළමයි අපිට ලේසි මේ රිවිෂන් වැඩ අපේ යන්නේ හිටලානේ තියෙන්නේ. මම ඇත්තටම ලෑස්තිලා හිටියේ රිවිෂන් පේපර්ස් WhatsApp දාන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඉතින් ටික දවසක් ඉඳලා ආන්සර්ස් දාන්න WhatsApp එකට. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ටම මේ බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් කරන අය කරයි නොකරන අය මොනව කරනවද අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කියලා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මට තව විකල්පයක් හිතේ තිබුණා. මම WhatsApp කළා මැසේජ් මොනවාද පේපර්ස් ටික දානවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන් පස්සේ පේරන්ට්ස්ලා කවුරු හරි අතේ සතියකට දවස් 10කට පස්සේ මෙහෙට එවන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකත් ඉතින් මට බලන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ ළමයි එකින් එක. එහෙම වුණොත් මගේ ඔය දැන්ට යුනිවර්සිටි යන හරි යන්නේ ඉන්න ළමයෙක් හරි ලව්වා බලවන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම වුණොත් ඒ ළමයට කීයක් හරි දෙන්න වෙනවා. හරි? එහෙම තමයි මම හිතන් හිටියේ. නමුත් දැන් එහෙම උවමනාවක් නැහැ වගේ. අපි තව ටික දවසක් බලමු. ජනවාරි මාසේ නම් පන්ති සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට පටන් ගන්න ලැබුණොත් එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. අපි කරගෙන ආපු විදිහටම කරමු. මම ඕගොල්ලන්ට පේපර්ස් දෙනවා. ඕගොල්ලෝ කළා මට පෙන්නනවා. පෙන්නුවන් පස්සේ මම ආන්සර්ස් දෙනවා. හරි? එහෙම නැත්නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ කැමති නම් කවුරු හරි ඕගොල්ලොන්ට තව ළමෙක් ලව්වා එක මේ රිවිෂන් පේපර්ස් ඩිස්කස් කරන්න මම ඒක අරේන්ජ් කරලා දෙන්නම්. මගේ පරණ ගෝලයේ ක්ලාස් එකල දෙන්න බැරිය. කොහොම හරි අපි තව දවස් කිහිපයක් බලමු පන්ති පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවද නැද්ද කියලා. පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මෙහෙට ආවන් පස්සේ අපි සාකච්ඡා කරමු. වෙනදා වගේ මම පේපර්ස් දෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කළා පෙන්නනවා. මට තනියම මාක් කරගන්න එකේ ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා නම් මම ඒ ළමයෙක්ව ලෑස්ති කරලා දෙන්නම්. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට යත් එක කතා කරගෙන වෙලාවල් දාගන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම පන්ති පටන් ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් තිබුණොත් මම පේපර්ස් දානවා. එතකොට WhatsApp කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ ඕගොල්ලෝ කරලා තනියම බලා ගන්න කැමති නම් එහෙමයි. නැත්නම් මෙහෙට එවන්න පුළුවන්. මේ මුලත් මම වෙන ළමෙක් ලව්වා මාක් කරනවා. මට ඇත්තට ළමයි බලන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ. මට දවස් 7න් පන්ති තියෙනවා. මම වෙන දේවල් ඇස්ති කරන්න ඕනේ. හරි. එහෙම වුණොත් ඒ ළමයට කොහොමත් තව ළමෙක් එහෙම යොදවනවා නම් පොඩි ටිකක් හරි දෙන්න වෙනවා. අපි ඒක බලමු. ඔයගොල්ලෝ තනියම කරනවා නම් හැමදාම නම් කරේ මේකයි. නමුත් මේ අවුරුද්දේ තත්ත්ව වෙනස් නේ අපිට මාස ගණන් නාස්ති වුණානේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ තනියම බලනට වඩා රිවිෂන් වැඩ කරන කාලේ හරි උදව් ඕනේ නම් මම ඒක arrange කරලා දෙන්නම්. right? මම සතියේ දවස් දෙකක් උගන්වනවානේ. ඉතින් මම තව දවසක් ඔයගොල්ලොත් එක්ක යෙදෙන්න අමාරුයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ඒවා ඩිස්කස් කරන්න. එමුණත් මම වෙන කෙනෙක් arrange කරලා දෙන්නම්. උනේ මේ අවුරුද්දේ කාලේ නාස්ති වුණ නිසා. නැත්නම් normally අපි අර විදිහට තමයි මෙතන කල් කරන් ගියේ. ඒක අපි බලමු තව දවස් කීපයක් බලලා. We can decide it, right? Okay. Now, next part of this question. You are given so this is like a ball struck from a point on the ground. The ball is falling at the same horizontal level on the ground. So they say that they are given that you are given that the minimum possible value of r and that is the shortest distance and the furthest point, the maximum possible value of r, right? You are given r minimum, given r maximum is given. You are given these two, and you have to show that the angle of projection alpha can stay between. It's rather theta, not alpha. I'll change it to theta. It's theta, right? You have to show that theta stays between. Theta is between, under these conditions, 5/6 and 5/3. So that's the task, right? You are given the closest point that it can fall on the ground, then the furthest point that it can fall on the ground, then asked to show theta can stay only between 5/6 and 5/3, for which, so we have to find the angle for the closest distance, find the angle theta for the closest distance, r is given, just substitute in this. Number one, just substitute r value in this, you can find theta. Then for the furthest distance is given, substitute that in this, you will get the corresponding value of theta. Then let's see, after that we can see what to do, right? Okay, when r is r equals r minimum, so that's minimum is √302 u square o g. Yeah, that's all. √302 u square o g. So substitute in 1, we will find the angle theta. By 1, for r we substitute √302 u square o g equals u square o g sine 2 theta. U square o g get cancelled. We get like sine 2 theta equals √3/2. √3/2. So that gives 2 theta equals √3/2 is 5/. Man, ඉස්සර අනිත් පාර්ට් එක කරන්නද? R maximum. මට ඔයගොල්ලෝ දෙයක් කියන්න පුළුවන්. I'll first take R maximum. So that's just u square o g. R maximum is just u square o g, not √3/2. So then it will be equal to 1. For some reason, right? I have taken the maximum first. ඊට පස්සේ යන්න මිනිමම් එකට. So 2 theta equals then 5/2. For the maximum, theta is equal to 5/4. This is for the furthest distance, the angle is pi by 4. Then for the closest distance, our minimum root 3 over 2 u square over g. So applied here. Sine 2 is equal to, on the other side, u square over g sine 2 theta. U square over g get cancelled. Sine 2 theta equals root 3 over 2. 2 theta equals pi by 3. Theta equals pi by 6. එහෙම බැලුවොත්, what is the answer that we are getting? For the furthest distance, pi by 4. This is something we know very well, right? On the horizontal ground, under these conditions, you get the maximum under any condition. Theoretically, our maximum is u square over g at 45 degrees under these conditions. So it's pi by 4, right? So the furthest, the closest distance, we get pi by 6. So in that sense, it looks like the angle is between pi by 6 and pi by 4. Pi by 6 and pi by 4. But in the question you are asked to show that it's between pi by 6 and pi by 3. මොකද කියන්නේ? ප්‍රශ්නේ වැරදිද? Did you try this? Anybody? ප්‍රශ්නේ වැරදිද? නැත්නම් අපිට වැරදුනා. What do you think? For the moment, we get like it's between pi by 6 and pi by 4. But in the question, we are asked to show that it's between pi by 6 and pi by 3. What is the problem here? Question is wrong or there is some problem with us? මොකද හිතන්නේ? මොකද උත්තර හම්බුන්නේ නැහැ මම අහපු එක ප්‍රශ්නයකටවත් අද. කට්ටිය නිදිද? What do you think? Give some answer, everybody. මොකද ළමයි මොනවද උත්තර නැත්තේ? මම තනියම කතා කරන විතරද? හරි මම වෙලා දෙන්න. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කැමති තරම් වෙලා දෙන්න. You give some answer, then I'll continue with the lesson. Okay, ලියාගෙන ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔය ටික ලියාගෙන then give some answer. Yeah, now give some answer for my question. So what we get is pi by 6 and pi by 4 as the angles. But in the question, you are asked to show that it's between pi by 6 and pi by 3. One day ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇහුවේ. මොකද හිතන්නේ? The question is wrong or there is something in this. ඔකල මොන හරි උත්තර දෙන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් මම තනියම කතා කරලා මම මට මු ගන්නවා වගේ වැඩක් වෙන්නේ. මම තව විනාඩි කිහිපයක් බලනවා ආන්සර් එකක් එනකම් නැත්නම් මම මේක ක්ලෝස් කරලා දානවා. මට පේන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ පාඩම් ෆලෝ කරන්නේ නැහැ වගේ ළමයි. මම සාමාන්‍ය උගන්වන ස්ටයිල් එක නෙමෙයිනේ. මම ළමයි එක්ක එකතු වෙලානේ පාඩම කරගෙන යන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහගෙන ඉන්නේ නැත්නම් මාත් එක්ක ෆලෝ කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මේ ඔන්ලයින් ක්ලාසස් වල තියෙන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ ඒක. මෙතනදී නම් මට පේනවනේ මොනවද කරන්නේ. මම ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා බෝඩ් එකට දාලා හරි කරන්න තෝරනවා. මේක ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොන හරි තීරණයක් ගන්න මේ විදිහට පන්ති කරන් යන එක තේරුම් නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගන්න නැත්නම් අහගෙන ඉන්න නැත්නම් ආන්සර්ස් දෙන්න නැත්නම් සමහරට වෙන වැඩවල ඉදිරියට ගන්න. මම මෙතනින් එන්ඩ් කරනවා අද පාඩම. හරි? ඊට පස්සේ අපි තීරණය කරමු කොහොමද ඉදිරියට පාඩම් කරගෙන යන්නේ කියලා. හරි. goodbye everybody.